Hey, welcome back to another episode of When the White Coat Comes Off. If you clicked on this video, you want to see what's the latest with my patient stories for in the clinic. So if you're interested in hearing some more of my anecdotal stories for working in the outpatient therapist clinic and throwback from when I was in school, then keep watching. Okay, so I have my glass of wine that I'll be sipping this video, and if I look down, it's because I have my laptop so I can go over the memories that I'll be talking about today. So throw it back to when I was in PT school. In my second year of PT school, I'm in my first long-term rotation in the hospital. I'm here for 10 weeks. The hospital came pretty easy to me because I worked an inpatient. So I was pretty confident going around by like week 4, week 5. So with this particular incident, I was excited because a script for a Dix-Hallpike came across the printer, and I was like talking to my CI like, yo, can we go do that? Like, I want to see what that's about. I had already had some exposure to like vestibular neuro stuff and my first rotation in outpatient. So I was like, I want to see what it looks like in the hospital. So my CI usually does hospital consultation, like letting people know what to expect when they're coming in for a replacement of a joint. So he does a class on that, like for all of the pre-op people. And on this particular day, he had the class scheduled, but we didn't know like what time, I think. So we planned to head up to the floor that the patient was on. We get up there and I'm like, I'm good, I got this. He has a phone call he's taking. I'm like, I'll go ahead in and check on the patient, introduce myself, and he'll be in like a few minutes after, because that's how I usually do it. Well, he answers the call, talks, and then turns the other direction to go do that class. Unbeknownst to me now, I'm in the room with this patient that has a diagnosis of BPPV, and they've been cleared for all of this neuro, like blood clot stuff and everything. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to be checking you out today. My CI is coming, but really he's not. So after a while, I realized my CI is not coming, but I'm already like knee deep into this thing now. I have to commit, because at this point I've introduced myself, I've talked to her, and then what happens next? Well, a doctor making rounds with his residents comes in, and he's like, oh, you're gonna do a Dix-Hallpike? You're gonna check her out? Can we see? So I am a second year PT student in a hospital room without my CI, about to give an in-service for a group of residents and a doctor. Let's let that sink in. Yeah, I was sweating. I proceed to perform a Dix-Hallpike and Dix-Hallpike, the candidates repositioning maneuver. Google it if you're not familiar. In a hospital room, on a hospital bed with this patient. I am in there like moving trash cans to get nearby just in case. I'm moving the end of the bed so I can have her head there. I'm like positioning the residents in this small hospital room so I can be able to like move with my patient. Like, hey doctor, can you check the blood pressure for me? Hit that button right there. Side note, doctors are great. I never undermine a doctor, but some doctors are a little slow. The resident had to tell him how to take the blood pressure. They were like, I think you need to push the button a little harder. Yeah. Long story short, I am like putting in all of my work, my knowledge, my sweat and tears into this unprompt in-service for Dix-Hallpike for this woman in this hospital room with these residents and this doctor. I survive, I make it through. It's a story to laugh about today. Long story short, she was alive and I lived to treat another person for another day. But I remembered to always check where my CI is And as a side note to everyone watching who's still in PT school, look for your CI before you go into a hospital room to treat a patient. So that's my episode for today. I'm trying to make my videos shorter, and I'm really trying to work on this social media thing. So just bear with me, guys, as I kind of gotta get a feel for like my content, my presentation, things like that. I have tons of other stories from like in the hospital. Those were crazy. And then for me treating for the past year. So stay tuned for more episodes. And if you like this video or learned something new, leave a comment down below. Thanks. Bye.